When your phone rings, you don't think about death. You don't pause and wonder if the person on the other side is alive. You just answer. Because phones don't do that. They don't call people for no reason. Except in 2008, one man's phone placed 35 calls to the people he loved the most over 11 hours. After doctors said he died instantly. No voice, no words, just static. And the call stopped the exact moment his body was found. Yeah, that one. September 12th, 2008. Friday afternoon, Southern California. Rush hour energy. People staring out train windows, thinking about dinner, about the weekend, about literally anything except what was about to happen. A Metrolink commuter train carrying 225 passengers is moving through the San Fernando Valley. Coming the other way is a Union Pacific freight train. There is a red signal ahead, one red light. The engineer never sees it. At 4:22 p.m., the trains collide head-on at over 80 miles per hour. Cars fold in on themselves, metal screaming, smoke, fire, panic. 25 people die. More than 100 are injured. And buried deep inside the wreckage is a man named Charles Peck. Charles wasn't just a name on a list. He was 49 years old, worked for Delta Airlines in Salt Lake City, had 3 grown children, and he was engaged. Actually happy engaged, not we will see how it goes engaged. That way, he was on his way to Los Angeles for a job interview at Van Nuys Airport. If he got it, he could finally move to California and marry his fiancée, Andrea Katz. They had postponed the wedding for one painfully adult reason. They didn't live in the same state. This interview was supposed to fix that. Andrea was driving to the station to pick him up when she heard the crash on the radio. You know that feeling, when your stomach drops before your brain catches up. A couple hours pass. Then, at 6 p.m., her phone rings. Caller? Charles Peck. Not unknown, his name. She answers. Silence, no voice, no breathing, just static. Then he calls again, and listen, if that happened to you, you'd absolutely tell yourself it was a bad connection. Because the alternative is not something your brain wants to touch. Then the phone rings again. And again, Charles' son gets a call, then his brother, then his sister, then his stepmother. Same thing every time, static, silence, click. 35 calls total over 11 hours. Always to close family, never to co-workers, never to random contacts, never to voicemail boxes. And every time they tried calling back, straight to voicemail. Still, they had hope. Because phones don't do this unless someone is alive, right? Rescue crews were digging through wreckage all night. At first, they were searching for survivors. But as hours passed, hope started thinning. Then they learned about the calls. Someone has to be alive down there. They traced the phone signal. It led them back to the first train car. At 3:28 a.m., the calls stopped. About an hour later, they found Charles Peck's body. The coroner confirmed it. Charles died instantly at 4:22 p.m., the exact moment of impact. He never survived long enough to make a single call. And yet, his phone kept dialing for 11 hours and then stopped, right when he was found. Let us sit for a second, because this is where your brain starts negotiating. Yes, phones can malfunction. Yes, extreme damage can cause weird behavior. Short circuits happen. Autodial loops exist. All of that is possible. None of it explains the timing. No other phone from the crash behaved this way. Not one. And Charles's phone? It was never recovered. Not locked. Not destroyed on record. Just gone. That doesn't prove anything paranormal. But it does leave a very uncomfortable gap. Here's why people can't let this go. The calls only went to people he loved. They only happened during active rescue. they stopped once he was found. That pattern feels intentional. And when you are sitting there at 2 a.m. watching your phone light up with someone you love who should not be able to call you, logic doesn't arrive first. Hope does. Some people believe this was nothing more than a tragic coincidence wrapped in a broken technology. Others believe Charles was reaching out, not to scare anyone, just to say, "I'm here, don't stop looking." Neither side is stupid. Both make sense depending on where you are standing. And that's why this story still follows people. So let me ask you something. If this were just a broken phone, why would it stop an hour before when they found him? And if this happened to someone you love, what would you believe? Tell me in the comments. If you want more real-life mysteries like this, like the video, subscribe, and tell me what story I should cover next. And maybe tonight, keep your phone face down, just in case.